Yeah, Josh.
Because we want to be.
You have an F.
Remember when Josh was able to graduate?
What?
Remember when he flunked out of AP?
Remember when he did get that diploma in college? Became a real one life.
And then he dropped out of school, became a bum, lived on the side of the road, and fucked.
Remember when we saw we drove by little Josh living in a van down by the river?
Yeah. I'll get you.
I can't believe Glenn's wearing slippers though. That kind of amazes me.
I mean, I didn't come to
The dude that always
school.
wears khakis, a button-up shirt with a tie.
Well, you know
One
what?
day I mentioned
Today-
slippers, he's wearing slippers. Those are
Today's an exceptional day. I was out late, had a concert last night. I'm a little tired.
So it's
Friday.
Live and comes.
Casual Friday.
And this
You know,
is
here's the thing though, is like, I don't mind wearing jeans on Friday. I don't care if anybody wears it, that's all good. I, a lot of times don't wear jeans on Friday because these are actually heavier than a pair of dress slacks. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I'll just wear dress slacks because they're cooler.
Well, you know, I can't really wear dress slacks. I'm a woman.
Remember the power suits? Remember the power suits? You know how many women in Congressmen wear
That's a line.
like shirts and dresses?
Here.
I'm wearing a skirt. Actually,
Sometimes you have to like look nice, you know?
I don't like a little every day. I wear
Well,
sweatshirts.
But you look
Nice
like
with
a
the-
bum with khaki.
Well, yeah, that's a little nice.
All right, hey, we're gonna get rolling here. Katie, hello, Katie.
Hey, Katie.
You all right there, buddy? Katie, William is having some type of spastic attack. I don't know. All right, so hey, listen. Yesterday we went through apportionment. We went through redistricting. We're gonna take our earbuds out. We went through gerrymandering. It's Jerry. It's Jerry. No, seriously, we had a big debate.
This
amongst
is Jerry,
us.
and he's a salamander.
So anyway, so today I wanted today to be all about application, and I said that you'll have choice. If you want to go with the non-tech or the low-tech route, sort of the old school route, I do have that as an option. And then if you would like to remain on your Chromebook and go that route, I have the video game style option as well. So let me go through both options super quick. And what I would recommend, honestly, is this. I mean, I'm only given today to spend some time on this, but you know, I made enough copies for everybody to have the sort of the pen and paper model. And Katie, I'll send this to you in the Twitter or the live stream verse. But this is a simulation that it's not going to be so much about gerrymandering. It's going to be more about just the simple challenge of apportionment. I think you would find that there's nothing simple about it at all. Trying to carve a state into a certain amount of districts all while not gerrymandering, and all while trying to keep the population reasonably equal. You know, we talked about that yesterday, that once the census data tells us about how many, you know, what is our target number for each district, we've got to then, you know, we got to then redistrict the state, cut it into, you know, the amount of chunks, and make sure that each of those chunks is, you know, reasonably close to population. So if you remember, we said that according to 2010, each chunk, our target number is right around 711. I have no doubt that after the 2020 census, that number is going to go up a lot. So, you know, we had to, in 2010, had to try and carve Indiana into 7 districts, right? Right? 7 districts? No.
Well,
9.
9. Don't they have computers for this kind of stuff?
You know, you would think so.
I always think we have only 5.
So we had to carve Indiana into 9 districts and have each district be as close to 7-Eleven as we possibly could. It's really tough to do. It's really tough to do. So the paper version is all about trying to understand that challenge and kind of go through your own version of it. What we've got here is an imaginary state, the 51st state of the United States. It was named after a great man. It's been called Klein-Dia. I'm not sure where they came up with that name, but I like it. It's got 34 counties in the state. The population of each of those counties is listed within the box. I've fudged the numbers here a little bit just for the sake of a simulation. So we're saying that the total population is 5 million for the state. And so that's going to give Klein-Dia 10 members in the U.S. House of Representatives. So that is the goal of this paper and pencil simulation, is that you are carving this new state into 10 districts, just like we had to carve Indiana into 9. You're carving this one into 10. But you've got to make sure that each district, like I said, I fudged the numbers a little bit here. So we're using 500,000, a nice even number, to try and help you out. We actually just got started, Lucy. Trying to make things a little bit easier. And so 500,000 is our target number. And so that's what we're trying to achieve. Now, just like in Indiana, you can't have a perfect number. That's what I'm saying with this state. So you're going to have plus minus. You have plus minus room. Plus minus 490, plus minus 510. So you have 10,000 on either direction, either side of it to work with here. So the challenge is, that's why I say I would suggest use pencil at start, would be to draw your districts, add up the populations to equal something between 490 and 510. Now I will tell you this. I have set it up in such a way so that you shouldn't have any wonky numbers. Each of the districts should either have 490, 500, or 510. There's not going to be any of these weird numbers. You know, I tried to simplify it just a little bit. But you can cut up a county if you need to. If you need to split a county, you know, right in the bottom of the southern portion of it, you'll see a county there that has 670,000 people living in it. You're going to obviously have to cut some of that county out and leave it out to join another district, Josh. No, this one doesn't allow a gerrymandering option. This one is simply about making sure that the apportionment is understood.
So we can make whatever shape we want.
I don't care about the shape as long as it's not like some wonky shape. I don't know if you guys are too young for this, but I always tell students, stay away from the Phineas districts. You guys ever watch Phineas and Ferb? He's got like the spiky hair. So stay away from the spiky districts or something weird like that. I'm going to tell you right now, I've seen 3 different ways in which this can be done. I've done this for 2 years now. I've seen 3 different ways this can be done. You know, I'm sure there's more than that, but none of them had really weird-looking districts. Okay, just making sure you get the population divided.
So we just got to guesstimate what is the proportion of population. That's like split a county.
No, I mean, you need to tell me.
Oh, wait.
If you take that 670 and you make part of it 500,000, and so you have 170,000 going another way, then you need to tell me 170 goes this way. Or this
We
way.
can do that.
That's what they do with Marion County, where Indianapolis is.
Okay. At first I was looking at this, I was like,
Yeah. No, yeah, you can remember, well, we looked at the map, guys, listen, we looked at the map yesterday, and we're, here we are in District 5. District 5 has the very northern edge of Marion County, all of Hamilton, but remember it went up to like Blackford County, and Blackford County was split almost like an X shape. Part of it in our district and part of it in District 6. So, yeah, you can definitely, but if you do that, the only thing I ask is that you run the number. Tell me what's going where. Okay? So that's one option with this, is if you'd rather start with this, you can. Now, if you'd rather go the video game style, I can take credit for this. Like I created this. I cannot take credit for the online. There is a great resource. It's called the Redistricting Game. And I've got the web address up there. It is phenomenal. Like I said, it is a video game style thing where it runs you through apportionment, but it also then runs you through how to gerrymander. So it does give you the opportunity to break the law if that's what you'd like to do. So what I would, if you get onto that one, you'll see that there are 5 missions. I'm not going to set a quota here. What I would like for you to try to set as your goal is missions 1 and 2, because mission 1 is kind of like what you did here. You're taking this area and you're just redrawing lines and apportioning it so that it meets a certain population requirement. Mission 2 is where you gerrymander. So if you can get through 1 and 2, then you get kind of both experiences. Now, if you get done with those real quick, you can move on beyond that. But today, listen carefully, guys. Today, you need to be doing either or. I went ahead and gave you this. I know some of you are going to jump right on the video game. That's fine. It's your choice today. I told you that all along. But I wanted you to have both, just because, number one, I made the copies. And secondly, whatever I can do to help you understand this. Gerrymandering, to me, and this is just me, it seems like kind of an easy thing to wrap your mind around. But I think it is best understood, quite frankly, when you do it yourself. And that's why I really like the redistricting game. But I'll be honest with you, the redistricting game I actually even use in regular government just to help them understand what gerrymandering is all about. It does a great job. Okay? So that is for today. Today is not less me, it's all you, your choice and how you want to run through it. Prepare to be frustrated today. All right? You're going to think you've got everything ready to go. Last year I had somebody who drew the districts on here, colored them all in, looked great, super neat. Had all their numbers. I mean, it was fantastic. Brought it up to me and said, "Klein, check this out. Give it the okay." And I said, "It looks fantastic, except you only have 9 districts." So they got a brand new blank copy. They're mad, and that happens. All right. I don't think there's anything else I have to say. I will say that next week is when we start the bill writing simulation. I love that project. It's a lot of fun. It doesn't ruin friendships, it just maims them. It's just a flesh wound. But it doesn't have to be that way. It's just sometimes people get carried away with critiquing bills. The best thing about it, by far, is that each of you get to pick the direction you go. You get to pick the problem that you'd like to focus on and really start giving some earnest thought into how to address that problem. And I know that each of you are really involved people in one way or another. We have some incredible leaders in here. So there may be some things that even you work with students and you've seen these problems that you would really like to try to address. This is an opportunity. It's not just about writing a bill. It's an opportunity for you to really pursue a passion. And that's my favorite part by a long shot about it. So that is your only homework for the week. Is brainstorm what might be some of those passions that you'd like to pursue. Okay, I'm done. Katie, I'm going to send this to you, this hard copy, if you can hear me. And then the address for the game, you should be able to see that on the screen if you're on the live stream right now.
Oh, you hold, click, and drag.
So maybe you say she cut it. Katie, if you can hear me, I'm going to sign off now. Email me, keep in touch. I did email you back. Let me know if you have any questions.